They will come up. Yes, good morning. Welcome back. Welcome back to the program. This morning, bystanders and newsstands, the rains are down, and we are here to continue the program. Yes, this is still bystanders and newsstands. We have Lagos is wet and dry, and a better Lagos. We have the floods here this morning. Very few persons can attest to that this morning. Let's move on to what we have on the program. Like our headline, all eyes on the judiciary. As Nigerians await the tribunal, all eyes on the judiciary. As Nigerians await tribunal. Let's look at the papers once again. The newspaper headlines once again. The Guardian newspaper, yes, that's what we have. All eyes on judiciary. As Nigerians await hearing of election petitions. Fintiri laughs last. Reckless wreck faces prosecution. Court voids Oluwamo's parks and garages. Revalidates ROTEN. We have also other reports. Let's take a look at the Vanguard newspaper. The Vanguard newspaper this morning. Kidnaps Kaduna female students. Escape from terrorist den. China denies funding terrorists to access Nigerian mineral reserves. Aviation workers adamant over total shutdown of airports. And the presidential poll, I am not afraid of lies and propaganda. This is from Mr. Peter Obi. The main headline, Adamawa Guba crisis. At last, INEC declares Fintiri winner. As INEC writes, the IGP, SGF 6 sack, arrest prosecution of Adamawa Rek. Fintiri commends INEC for standing firm, extends hands of fellowship to co-contenders. A victory for democracy, PDP says. Atiku congratulates Fintiri, says victory well deserved. IGP replaces Adamawa CP over her ex-party. IGP replaces Adamawa CP over the governorship poll. APC candidate Aisha loses bid to stop result announcement as court declines to hear her ex-party motion. John's case till April 6. Let's move on. Umari confesses that his family conspired against him and voted for Peter Obi. We have also flight cancellation. Passengers get 100% immediate refund on the flight cancellation. Court notifies Lagos Parks administrators reinstates RTEAN. 10th National Assembly, why South deserves the Senate presidency, that's Pandef. Ararume, lawyers expert raised concern on NNPCL's stability. Court restores him as NNPCL chairman. The concern this morning on the minds of Nigerians is when will the election tribunal begin? When will the election tribunal begin? I believe that today the tribunal will begin today, and there are calls for the viewing it live broadcast of the election tribunal. Good morning, Mr. Matthew.
Good morning, Mr.
Okay. The rains are here. You are feeling the rain?
Of course, God is one that decided when rain will fall. So I think it's a natural occurrence.
Okay, let's move on. All eyes on the judiciary as Nigerians await hearing of election petitions.
I think attention has been shifted to the judiciary, and as law-abiding citizens, we can only observe what is happening in the judiciary. We are not permitted by law to start interfering with the judicial proceedings, and though that does not mean one cannot comment on the conduct of the election in the area we feel dissatisfied with the conduct of the umpire. Just like we saw what transpired in Adamawa recently, where a rec, INEC, the electoral commissioner, usurped the position of a returning officer. And I think as at the last count, we have been made to understand that the INEC as a body have risen to Mr. President. Since it's only Mr. President that have the right to fire the rec on the advice or resolution rather of two-thirds majority of the House of Senate. But again, I think I have an issue with the way the whole thing is being handled. Because the authorities, particularly the police, do not need the president to act before you prosecute somebody who perhaps have committed an offense. What they need to do is to do their investigation and get the man prosecuted. So, for me, I think, then again, look at the police commissioner. I understand he had been transferred from that state, but I think the police authority should go beyond that. Because the police, by virtue of their mandate, of their responsibility, should know the position of the law. If you who is an enforcer of the law, you should know who, because it's not today police have been, it's been incorporated into an election management. So I think they should know who have the responsibility to announce the result and return a winner. So you are a situation where you saw the commissioner of police, the director of DSS in that state, sitting beside or standing beside the INEC residential commissioner in that state, announcing that result. For me, I think there should be some level of punitive action against the commissioner of police in that state and even the director of DSS as a way of cautioning other people from high-handedness of that nature.
Okay, there are calls that the election tribunal should be live streamed, to be shown live to everyone so that we can witness it.
I think it's a good thing that it should be done on, they should allow press access to the proceeding. It's not something you should do under the secrecy, because the election was conducted in the public, and if there's any litigation, anybody is challenging any process, I think it should be made, the public should be availed the privilege of knowing what is happening by the press having access to cover it. For me, if you bar the press from covering it, it means there's something sinister about it.
In past years, do we have the live stream of electoral cases?
It has always been, press have always had access to
live stream, like if it's going on, is a live coverage in
no,
real time.
Don't mind David that is shaking his head. What you mean live coverage? Let me tell you this.
Live stream, like what we are doing now.
When you are coming, you are saying live stream because if you have like channels, you have like maybe let's say Arise TV covering it live. It must be on social media. Other media platform can hook up. But what I'm saying is, once press have access to the proceeding and it's on live program, I don't know until whether you have it, you stream live on social media. That's what you mean live. So once you have any media platform covering it live, you can. I understand that you, particularly your channel, when the presidential candidate of Labour Party gave his press conference, made his press conference, you aired it live. So if we have media houses who are covering the proceeding, you can hook up and air and stream live as well.
Okay, let's move on. We have court nullifies Lagos Parks administrators reinstate RTEAN.
It's a non-issue. It's a non-issue because the government will always have a way of.
You said it before.
Yes, because I know that is what will eventually happen.
You're not talking like a Democrat.
I know that is what will eventually happen. I will tell you why. I will tell you why. You are entitled to your choice of word, but I think I reject that.
I say like.
Then now, look at when National Union of Road Transport Workers had issue in Lagos. Okay. What did Lagos State do? Because they are the owner of the state, they own the revenue we are collecting. They disbanded. No, they went ahead to form Lagos State Garage and Park Committee. And the Solomon who had issue with road transport workers, National Union of Road Transport Workers, was made the chairman of Lagos State Garage and Park Committee. Now, if you use judiciary to cause an issue, they can jettison the Lagos State Garage and Park Committee, form another body, and appoint whoever they want to appoint. Because the revenue you want to collect, I think that is the major issue under contention, and the revenue belongs to the Lagos State will determine who collects it. So it's a non-issue to the extent that as long as the government that wants a particular person collect it is in place, they will always have a way of managing it. So for me, it's a non-issue.
Okay, aviation workers adamant over total shutdown of airports.
I think the government should do the needful, because once people are raising concern over issue and you are not addressing it,
Okay.
you get the point of industrial action. I think it's not good for the economy. I think the government should look into their plight and address it as quickly as possible.
Kidnapped Kaduna female student escaped from terrorist den.
It's a good thing she was able to escape alive. We have instances where people who attempted to escape were not that lucky and maybe get killed. But again, I think
No, it's okay. It's okay.
what we should be doing is continue demanding on the government to protect life and property.
Continue demand.
Yes, Mr. Christian, let me tell you that the constitution is unambiguous about the primary purpose of governance, which borders on our welfare and our security. So when you see a government that is not able to give you that, so it means that government has totally failed. So for me, and again, you begin to ask, what sin do Nigerians commit to be vulnerable to be kidnapped, killed by bandits, terrorists, criminals, as the case may be? So we cannot stop demanding that the government should protect us.
Okay, let's move on. Lastly, I'm not afraid of lies propaganda. Peter Obi says.
Because definitely, if you offer to serve, you must be subject to public scrutiny. And you know that in politics, they tell you that propaganda is an instrument. So there are people who measure, who do well, who their job is to initiate or fashion out propaganda. Yes, political parties do it. They even have propaganda committee. People who sit down, they think of how to initiate propaganda, whether it will fly against individual, against political party. But the issue is, personally, I hate propaganda. I hate propaganda because you call it propaganda to garnish it, to make it look good. In the sight of God, it is sin, because we are talking about lie. And the Bible says, liars shall have their part in the lake of fire that burn forever. So, for me, it's bad, because we are talking about something that God abhors.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Matthew. I don't know. Have you belonged to a propaganda committee before? No.
Pastor don't even do that. Pastor don't do that. Pastor don't do.
Good morning, Matthew Chigozie.
Yeah, we know people that do it. Esteemed viewers.
Yeah.
It's been a running season.
The rain is disturbing us seriously.
Yeah, it's back again and doing the nature's bidding.
Okay, let's look at Nigerians are waiting. All eyes on Judiciary as Nigerians are waiting the hearing of election petitions.
Well, that wouldn't have been necessary if the right thing has been done. So the fundamental issue is that why is it that this part of the world don't adhere to her own procedures, her own constitutions, her own laws and provisions, of course, enshrined in the tenets of the Constitution. So this is the fundamental issue we must address. Why is it that every time we are trapped in this mess? Why is it that the electoral umpire can be trusted with such sensitive and enormous responsibility, considering the importance, considering, of course, the huge sum of money that was allocated to this commission to ensure there is no hitches, there is no think that can stop them from delivering. These are fundamental issues. And you can now see now they are still spending the taxpayers' money as they claim that they needed about 3 billion to facilitate this case. So money that was should have been channeled to, of course, look at the flooding in Lagos. A little downpour everywhere is being flooded. Debris has littered all around. Does it mean that Nigeria is a cost place or what? So beyond the expectation of the people in respect to the presidential tribunal commencing the trial or hearing, people should begin to, of course, think on how to get things and don't do things the right way. If there have been transparency in the process, that wouldn't have led to this point. That wouldn't have led to this breaking on exercise in futility. You see, what the government should have been doing now is how to get their houses in order if actually there will be a government, because from what we are seeing, I don't think that is possible. If you must win, it means you must win the confidence of the people.
Okay, the judiciary must prove itself because all eyes are on the judiciary, Nigerian judiciary.
The man that went to announce an illegal resort in Adamawa, who is also a lawyer, a barrister, is he not aware that all eyes are on him? When he walked there, took up the mic and began to announce fake results. So these people has no conscience. They have shared conscience that they can do everything without their heart pricking them, provided their interest is protected, provided the monetary benefits is gained. They don't care whatever you think, whether you are looking at them or not. So imagine if that man was to preside as the chief judge in this case, or judge over the presidential election tribunal. What would happen? You wouldn't mind that all eyes on him, because he has lost that conscience. He doesn't care what happens, provided he's been induced. So it is immaterial whether all eyes are on him or on the judges or what. But the integrity of the litigation or judicial process is anchored on the integrity. Justice is anchored on the integrity of the judge, and not even on whosoever, on the process. If the judge is corrupt, then you can't expect a good process. You can't expect an unbiased judgment.
Okay, let's move on. We have the Adamawa election. At last, INEC declares Fintiri winner. INEC writes IGP, SGF, seek sack and arrest prosecution of the Adamawa wreck.
Why they have the infantry and the guards to go to that length is because previous people who also did the same were not brought to book in previous elections. They went away, of course, scot-free. So I think now that is time to replicate what has been, of course, the part of the process, and nobody can challenge him. It's just that the people are now very, of course, conscious of their rights and privileges, and they have to stand up for this and demand that the right thing be done once. So I think that is the only difference in this scenario. If otherwise, they would have scared through. You see, with the, of course, conspiracy of the security operatives that provided a shield to the man making the same announcements, which is an outright deviation from the provision of the law. I believe the director of DSS should be conversant with the electoral laws and the process that will lead to the announcement. I believe that the police commissioner must have been acquainted with the provision of the electoral laws, because he can't be there without knowing why he is there, or the functionalities or operation of the process. They must have been, of course, acquainted themselves with the contents of the electoral law. And when they saw that the man is doing something different from the provision of the law, could not call him but to order, but rather give him shielded him from the attack of those who are aggrieved over the irregularities and the impunity that is going on. So for you to get it right, you can't have a successive criminality executed without the conspiracy of the security operatives in their hierarchies. So that is what is happening. It's just that the masses who has been victim of this cruelty, of this conspiracy, decided to say enough is enough. That is why INEC have to throw in their weight at this time, knowing that now it is no longer business as usual. These people are well determined. What would have led to the adjournment of that, or to have ordered the election inconclusive in the first place? The margin is something you can't cover up. Even though you dash the opponent, the opposition, all the votes in this supplementary, she can't even dislodge the PDP man. I'm not making case for the PDP man, but there is a clear, undisputable difference. Somebody that's got more than that had over 30-something thousand, and because of the 15,000 left, you have to order inconclusive. So there is something that is cooking up, but unfortunately, they could not be able to execute that because the people, of course, stood on their feet and demanded that the right thing must be done.
Okay, thank you very much.
That is why they succeeded.
For your contribution.
But we cannot continue to live in this kind of environment where impunity is being celebrated. And people, you might not be surprised if nothing is done, if those people are not brought to book. They might want to evade, of course, find some technicalities on how to discharge them.
Okay.
And it's very unfortunate.
Thank you very much, Mashigoze. Let's adjust this a bit. Okay. All eyes on the bystanders. All eyes on Mr. David. All eyes on Mr. Chigozie this morning. All eyes in the city of excellence.
Good morning to you, Mr.
Yeah.
And see, it's a very wet Wednesday morning, and we are all here giving out information. So, please, we are confident. Those other coffee for us.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Don't worry. After the program, we'll see what we can do.
You see what you can
See what you can
do.
Criminality. That's the part of criminality.
Mr. Jordan can do that.
He has never done it before.
Not that money should not come from your purse. We can let the money come from the purse of Mr. Jordan. And Mr. Jordan should note that Ramadan, people pray the Muslim. They won't break fast too. So
I think it's on Friday.
Yeah, it's on Friday.
Okay.
So back to
Nigerians are eagerly waiting to know when this election tribunal is going to start.
I think the election petition tribunal will commence sitting today. But I think by 12 p.m. that's when the sitting will commence. and the Chief Justice have appointed about 7 judges
Yeah.
that will hear the petition. Now, I want to state this, that those judges should not be compromised. Those judges should not be bought over, because judiciary, they say, is the last hope of the common man. Because if an average man is being cheated, the only hope he has is to take is to charge his oppressors to court. So I believe, as the pastor will say, I would not want to I would not want to say the otherwise, but just like what you said, the election petition tribunal should be televised, so that every Nigerians should be informed of what is happening. Not that after the sitting, after 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 the court sitting, journalists and judges and then lawyers will now come out and brief us. Nobody should brief us this time. Let Nigerians see what is happening in the court of law, so that people can at least have
A few.
a few, and then a glimpse of what is happening, and then see hope of the common man that has lost hope in our judiciary. We can now have hope again and say, yes, this is our judiciary. Nobody should come and brief us. For the past years, yes, they have been briefing us on how the petition tribunal sitting has been going. But now every Nigerians want to listen, and they want to see what is happening. How the judges, how they intend to dismiss or trash away petitions. How they intend to listen to cases. How the lawyer argues. So it will be interesting if the court can oblige by this, so that every Nigerians can have a sense of belonging in this, because every Nigerians is what we are all interested in this case. If the election was open, was not done secrecy. So I don't think this court case should be hide and seek game. Let's everybody ask ourselves to the courtroom.
We are looking at prejudice,
That
whereby a court is on sitting, then you are making judgments, you are making conclusions
I'm
when
not
a
making
case is on
conclusions.
court. So the reason why they
No,
might not
no.
televise that
no, it is
petition
not.
tribunal live is because people might make judgments, people might make conclusions.
People making conclusion does not it will not deter the judges from making from giving their own verdicts. They have now.
You know what is prejudice?
See now a court case being televised. Now, do you think me that I'm watching from home will I influence the court judgment? I cannot influence the judges. I will not influence the judges. Just that every Nigerians want to know what is happening. Not lawyers.
What about misinterpreted news?
No. Is that what?
Misinterpreted reports. Probably something happens at the court sitting and somebody else somewhere else starts spreading misinterpretation of the judgment.
Like Mr. Christian, nobody would ever spread misinterpretation. Or see, nobody would ever give false news.
You know the INEC Greg that was beaten, the man that was beaten.
Mr. Christian.
Different from the man that committed the atrocity. But at the end of the day, the report was that the man that committed atrocity was the man that was beaten. So it's misinterpretation.
Mr. Christian, let's not go that. Let us go to that lane. Now, what I'm saying is that now, are you saying when lawyers argue, now, persons will have misconception about that. Lawyers will argue, and then judges will listen to the argument. To both arguments. So see, how would you come out and say that is misinterpretation? see.
Binani filed a case
See,
before.
see.
Let me come in. Binani, you know the
Yes.
APC. He filed a case. Some people said that the court struck out the case. Why the court refused and not struck out? They used another word
No,
to misinterpret what the court
the
actually
court
did.
refused to listen to her because that
It's
election
different from
process
striking out.
is still ongoing.
No, somebody said the reports were the court struck out the case. Different from the court refused
To listen to her.
That's
It's
two
the
different
same
things.
thing.
No, it's not.
No,
When you strike
but-
out a case, it's different from you refuse to listen to that case. You can still come back. When a case is being struck out, it's being struck out. So people might misrepresent the judgment or what is transpired in the court.
But
That's the point I'm making.
okay, but see, Mr. Christian, in this Binani case, she has no constitutional right to approach the court as and when the process is still on. You know this. The process of election is still on, so why would she approach the court? Now, asking the court to stop the whole process, and now the court is saying they don't have that constitutional right to do that. Only INEC has the constitutional right to do that. So that was why INEC refused to listen to her. Now that the process has been concluded, she can still go back to court and then file the petition. So now that one is different. So this election petition tribunal case is every Nigerians wants to know what is happening. So it is quite different from okay now you didn't vote in public, sorry, you didn't vote in secret. We voted openly, so what is so hard? So either the media or the press misinterprets one judgment. Let Nigerians have a glimpse of what is happening there. Media carry all sort of headlines, but now see the judiciary is is independent.
Okay.
So see, I don't think that would influence the whatever judgment that the judges want to give by you saying let us not televise this. So that is person view about it. So for my own, let the court, if fully they are independent, let this whole case be televised. Let people hear the argument. People can weigh it.
Okay, let's move on.
I'm not a judge, so I don't know how to. I don't know the substantiate facts on how to hear case and then see and then how to give verdict.
Okay, let's look at the presidential poll. I'm not afraid of lies propaganda. The issue that happened, something happened. What happened on Easter Friday? The UK government, as it were, has not apologized. Don't you think that there's something that we don't know? The detention of Peter Obi.
It was not the thing. Okay, it was kind of questioning. And then now one thing is, I think there is a little bit of conspiracy somewhere that the government is not telling us. Who cloned Mr. Peter Obi passport? Is Nigerian Immigration Service not aware? Who cleared this same person at the airport? The man that cloned Obi's passport. Who cleared him in at the airport? A high profile person like Peter Obi. Someone cloned him without the consent of the Nigerian immigration knowing. Because I think there is a conspiracy. So you see, the truth be told, there's something fishy somewhere because we see Mr. Peter Obi is not just an ordinary Nigerian. He's a high profile person in the society. So are you not telling me that immigration is not aware that same person used the same passport and left the country?
I was cleared at the end.
And then with the same database. And now nobody raised alarm. My brother,
I know he's a popular person.
let's say something. let's to me, I think that something is fishy somewhere. So that truth.
Okay, court nullifies Lagos Parks administrators reinstate RTEAN.
The state's
RTEAN.
think just like what Pastor said,
Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria.
there's no case there. Just like what Pastor said, because I would say no. Even if they return back to our RTN, ZTN, MC will still end the committee. So to me, it's of no use. I have no business with that. I am not a bus commercial driver, so let them feel the heat. So that's not.
It affects you as a passenger. So you are also you need to be concerned because it affects you as a passenger.
On what ground?
You pay transport when you're going. They inflate the price. They inflate the price on you.
I will check now to I'm going. That one are my first. Okay, now you are saying this now. Now ever since NERC and Lagos Park and Garden has been making money from government.
They're giving you.
How has that affected my life? Oh, now affected my life. Positive. You have roads that are bad. Can't get removed from this money. We have corporate social responsibility. NGOs should also take part in development by constructing roads. Helping out, reach out to people. How ever since I've been making the money, as I've given the money to me. So my percent, that one does not affect me. Let them increase. Let them even increase their tax to the drivers. That's the more of business.
Okay, let's move on. We have Ajero, that is the NLC president. They have suspended their Papa-led faction of the Labour Party and given 12 months to Abure of the embattled chairman Abure.
Our democracy in this part of the world is always crisis from crisis to crisis. Labour Party that is just grooming up now. Labour Party that is just grooming up now have started having issues now. Rancors on their own. I don't understand this part of the world. Labour Party that is just barely how many years into that their popularity is just coming up and now having issues. But I think they will have to resolve their crisis. They will have to resolve their crisis. That's what I can say because I don't really know much about the story. And for the Adamawa,
yes, sir. Fintiri at the end of the day declared winner. Despite the drama, despite the brouhaha.
Despite the brouhaha. He said enemies of democracy wanted to steal his victory. That was what I said.
What was Atiku doing at the eve of the March 18th governorship election at the Rex office?
Which of Rex?
The Electoral Commissioner office.
March 18th.
Yeah. That's the governorship. That day, the day. Yeah.
I have the video.
I will send it to you.
Video of the election.
Yes.
Itself.
Yes.
I have not seen that.
So you are calling enemies of democracy. I just want to point out that
was what the governor
you need to
said.
know the direction you are
No,
going.
that was what the governor said.
Okay.
That was what he said yesterday when he was giving his acceptance speech. So I quote him. So this one he said that article was with the state commissioner of REC, the state. I have not seen that video. I cannot comment on something I don't know knowledge about. But probably if I should see the video on the day of election.
Election eve. Election eve. Okay, let's move on. Enemies of democracy. We know those. Do you know those that their hands are involved in this?
You said what?
This drama that happened at Adamawa.
It is obvious now. It is the break of the state now. It is the break of the state. Who went and then announced results without the process being
followed?
Followed. Yeah, being followed.
Due process.
You know the person was yesterday. The IG of police, the IG of police has transferred the commander of police in that state because he also took part in illegality. DSS too. Yes, yesterday DSS.
How easily our police and DSS can be used to perpetrate crime?
DSS has also called the state director for questioning because this top men, These top men in government knows the constitution. They're supposed to abide with the constitution, knowing fully well that the rank of the state is not the returning officer and does not wield any constitutional power to announce.
Or they don't know whether
Well,
it does not.
if me that I'm layman, me that I'm not holding any position in government, I know what the constitution says. Imagine them. Why would they know? Eh? Ignorance is not an excuse before the law. You not knowing is not an excuse before the law. He knows fully well. So stop saying they don't know. Money don't exchange hand, Mr. Christian. Stop saying they don't know. You feel know now. You feel know. Make it a call. You feel know something because of how some they might have bribed the person. You come on here and call white black. They know all this. So if they don't know, why did the IG yesterday immediately ordered the commissioner of police for Adamawa to this place Abuja for questioning? The same thing DSS also ordered the state director of the DSS to Abuja for questioning. They all know this. Just that these people these people liked impunity and they felt they would have gone away with it. But thank God for the people who stood up and said enough of all this injustice.
Okay.
And then people came out and defended the mandate given to the government. Those times that people said, even if they did it wrong there for other states, 2 billion times. Tambua, Fintiri, that woman cannot overturn that victory because the victory was leading with a very wide margin. The margin was so wide, 30,000 votes. She was leading. Sorry, he was leading with 30,000.
Okay.
Now, one man just woke up in the morning, walk on upturn that kind of thing. Even that you said, go.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. David. I have Otumba. Otumba, I will see you in camera, please. In camera. Good morning, Mr.
Yeah, good
Mr.
morning.
Kule.
Good morning, Christian. Good morning, everybody.
The rain is here.
It's a wet.
You can see what we have in.
It's a wet Wednesday.
We can see what we have on the streets.
It's a
You
wet.
can see dirt on the streets.
Yeah, there's that, right? Actually, and what I'm saying on this is, I'm so shocked about one of us that went on camera that viewing all these deaths that they created on the roads. Nigerians are too wayward in the sense that they drink bottled water, they drop it on the floor, they drop bottled water, Coke water, Mirinda water bottles, they drop it on the floor. You can see how the whole thing is coming back to them. And I'm so shocked that one of us here is just capturing see how Lagos. You that you came to Lagos, to dirty Lagos, and you still have a mind to be saying, see Lagos, how dirty Lagos is. I'm so shocked and I'm
What
so,
about
so
the drainages?
The
Like
drainages
I think
are there.
the drainage
If
from
you
that
Yeah.
police end.
Look, my brother, I've gone through rounds. I'm an environmental ambassador. Yeah, environmentalist ambassador, as I am. I monitor all the drainage. Anywhere I pass through, you will see jargons of bottled waters, jargons of.
So what have you tried to do to?
What I've tried to, I always enlighten them. I just did that to a lady, this small girl there, a girl of
the
40 years old.
young lady.
Is a young girl. I can burn that girl. Now I asked where did she come from. She was nagging, so they said she works with that woman there, and I went there. Look at same thing we are complaining of. This is your girl, and that woman was upright to directed that lady to come and pick up. See, and come to terms, right? We have a lot of people that I can say they are fascists, right? Because
Fascists.
Yeah, they are fascists, extremists. They are extremists. They are fascists. They are extremists, right? To the extent that they only believe in themselves. And who are those fascists? Who are those fascists? They are majority of them are obedient, disobedient citizens. They always believe their own.
Majority and Nigerians.
They are not Nigerians. They are disobedience. You can never see an APC member or a person like me, a party member. Let me just say.
Are you a member of APC? Are you a card carrying member of APC?
I voted them. And,
no, are you a card carrying member of the APC?
Sure, I have their card with me. Yes, I have
you registered?
I registered. Yes.
Officially.
Officially, because that's the party that runs Lagos. That's the party that runs Lagos. And anybody that does not like that, he can go and jump into Lagoon. Lagoon is nearby. If you don't like what I'm saying, jump into the Lagoon. Tribalists calling people tribalists. You know. So what is there is.
So what is the solution? What is the solution? What is the solution?
The solution is all this disobedience.
No, for this.
For this,
yeah.
The solution.
We all should join hands together. Abi?
Collective is a collective solution.
But the drainages need to be fixed. Please don't destabilize Kunle.
Anybody that is saying
you are destabilizing Kunle.
Yeah, they tell me now they send that back to them.
You are destabilizing
that one
Kunle,
need to check his brain up. I think there are some brainless people that you
look
think
at what Mr. Adego has
we know them. We know the people. We know who they are. By the time you check them, they must have been Chukwu Emeka or.
So, let's join hands together.
That's who they are.
Let's join hands.
We know them. A tribalist. They don't want to hear from them.
Let's join hands together.
That's what we're talking about.
So as to make sure. Look at what happened. Look at that front there. Some of these.
I say it's being caused by Lagosians themselves. Can you go to London? Ask those people, those diaspora. When we're talking now, they are talking jargons. Can you go to London now and drink bottled water and pour it on the floor? Huh? Can you go to on the street of London, on the street of America, and you drink a bottle of water and drop it on the floor? We are indisciplined. We are very indisciplined. And about the elections, I think we should go there. About the elections. Fintiri, I give it to him because as much as I love the woman, and as much as I've been expecting a first woman governor in Nigeria for her to break that chain.
Many of us were expecting that.
We were expecting that, but the route it went through is not. It's not even.
Not straight at all.
It's not
credible.
It's not credible.
No integrity there.
I cannot even support that route it went through. To show the balance level I am. If you want a Benani as a governor, a first female governor, it should come with a clean hand. She should get to that post with a clean hand. So let her go and relax and give it to Fintiri. And the Fintiri that is there, let him to now remember that the tough battle it went through for him to come back for the second time, he should be able to do well. So about the election tribunal, right?
People are today.
Thank God, I'm still talking about these disobedient guys. They are the ones that have been blackmailing the Supreme Court, chief judges of the Supreme Court. Okay, you want to tell me? These same people that they said they saw Arowola in London having a meeting with Tinubu. Is there any fact check on that? Can they bring out the fact check? Look
on
social media. On social, who are the people behind the social media? They are the disobedient. They are the disobedience. I'll have to say that. When a lot of people are complaining about you, and you want to win an election, you lose a lot. You lose people. You lose crowd. You are disobedient. I have to tell you, you are disobedient. Your mouth is just all about abuse. You abuse anybody. You bully
Mr.
anybody.
Kule, what is blackmail? As an English word.
It's an English word. Why do you have to blackmail people?
What is the meaning of blackmail as an English word compared to what you are saying?
Blackmail is now. This one is glaring. This one is glaring. This one is quite glaring. This one is black.
The word you're supposed to use is not blackmail.
They are blackmailing people.
No, that's not the word. That's not the word.
So what's the word of blackmail? If you blackmail people,
blackmail is if I know something about you, and I'm using it to take advantage of you. That's blackmail. That's blackmail.
Blackmailing is about falsehood.
No.
Propaganda is about falsehood.
Blackmail is not.
Information is about.
Blackmail is not.
Character assassination. All still boils down to character assassination. Let me just tell you, Hoha. If you don't know that, or if you want to just stand on the neutral point, stand on it. Or if
After this program, we'll look at the English
so
word,
that's
the meaning
my
of
own.
blackmail.
I'm telling you,
Maybe I should read,
majority of these people,
I
they
should
are
read out to you.
blackmailers. They
I
are
should read it out
blackmailers.
to you.
Yeah, read it out.
What
From your
blackmail?
own dictionary.
Not my own dictionary.
Bring it out.
I
from
don't
your
have a dictionary. So let's look at the words we
It
use.
may be your own different dictionary. It may be an obedient dictionary you want to.
Let's move on.
Bring
Let's
it
move
out.
on. Let's
No,
move
you
on.
will bring it out.
No,
for
let's
me.
move on.
Bring it out for me. You said you want to
Kidnap
bring blackmail.
Kaduna female student escape from terrorist den.
Oh, I mean, extremist people. Man, I'm so tired of them. So tired of extremist people. I don't know.
Now bring up that man.
Oh yeah, what are you saying, man?
Yeah, give me 1 minute.
Black man.
I'm typing it. You are seeing it. Oh. No, look at it. Look at don't meaning.
Read it out.
This is an action treated as a criminal offense of demanding payments on another benefit from someone in return for a revealing,
For not
compromising compromising or damaging information about them.
Yes.
What are
Read it.
What are they then?
Okay, what's the next one? I read the next
They
one.
were acquitted of charges of blackmail, symptoms,
Synonym.
synonyms. Okay, extortion.
Extortion.
Mm-hmm. So you that you want to extort somebody, who are you?
What did I tell you?
Who are you?
Continue.
Who are you?
Continue.
I say if you want to just extort me,
Continue.
who are you?
Finish
You are a
reading.
criminal then.
Finish reading.
Take your this thing there. If you want to extort somebody, just
So the word you are supposed to use is not blackmail.
what does it mean?
You can say libel. You can say libel or slander. That's what you can
They
use.
fall to the same
It
category.
is not blackmail.
Slander, oh, blackmail, oh, I still hold my stand.
Even
They are birds of same feather.
even Oga
To me, blackmailers.
Oga got it.
Blackmailers.
Oga,
A blackmailer, what do you call a blackmailer? A blackmailer, somebody that blackmail you.
No, I don't think that I can get that one in the dictionary.
I can get that. So a blackmailer in the non-terms
okay, let's move on.
is a dirty person, is a criminal.
Okay, I'm not afraid of lies, propaganda, P2B.
So the propaganda that he himself is giving out, is dishing out. Why won't he be afraid? What goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. Let me tell you how. You are calling somebody a drug baron, and you have to prove that drug that was caught with him. You have to prove that drug, the amount of drug that was caught with him.
I think it's in the court, so I think
So
from now till
you see, that's why I say the disobedience.
let's
They are disobeying the court. They've taken their case to court, and they are still acting as a judge on their own case. What? Say anything about that? They are still acting as a judge on their own case. Are you not aware of that one is happening?
I don't understand you.
You won't
Most of the
understand
things you have said, I
When
don't understand. So
when there's fact check
I'm just
on
trying
it,
to
what
understand
did
you.
they-
If
what
I'm
did
going
they
to
do
take you to court,
what did they
and
do
I
to
have an
Arowola?
allegation, I'm going to take you to court.
Yes.
You're a drug baron. That is my allegation. I take you to court.
Yes.
You are a drug baron. That is an allegation.
That's an allegation on it.
So, and I
And
take
they
you to
should
court.
wait for the court to ascertain that this guy is a true
So what are
drug
you now
baron.
saying? You're a drug baron, and I take you to court. That's my stand.
Now, when court has not given a judgment, a proof, there's never been a fact check on say I'm a drug baron. If you call me a drug baron,
Mhm.
what does that carry in the law?
You don't understand me.
It's you that don't understand.
Let's move on.
You call me a drug baron now, and the
let's
court
move on.
proved that I'm not a drug baron. What will happen?
The court has not proved
Otherwise,
otherwise.
you wait for a drug. You wait
So
for
the
the
status
court.
quo remains that
And
you are a drug baron until the court says otherwise.
But when
on
the
my
court
part.
when the court say
And
otherwise,
that's
what
why
will now
I
happen?
told you, let's wait for the court. That's what I
And they
told
should
you.
wait for the court. That's what I'm telling
So
you.
don't really
They
take
should not
it
pay their-
personal.
No, I'm not
Don't take
taking
it personal because you are taking it personal.
Information. No. You guys, I know there's a kind of tribal, sentiment on you. So I need to.
You're
point
taking
that-
it personal.
I'm not taking it. You
You're
are
taking
taking it personal. Likewise.
I know,
Why
no,
is
no,
it that
I-
it's always labeled, assassination of character? You guys bring
Don't
us.
use the word blackmail. You can use libel, slander. That's what.
Slander,
that's my
character
issue.
assassination,
Don't-
character assassination,
That's
character
That's the
assassination.
right word.
I can combine
Not-
everything because they are not short of all these things I'm saying. The disobedient are not short of it. So I have a right to call them anything here because we could see the true light of the lies they've been talking about. We've been seeing it. So and I still stand by my word. I can call them any name. They are
Okay,
blackmailers.
kidnapped.
They are blackmailers. They are They are anything you can, worse of anything. Look at that man, an erudite professor. Do you see what they are launching on, the attack they are launching on him? You start saying that Tinubu went, Arowola went to London to meet Tinubu. What will you call that? And meanwhile, the guy was in Lagos here. It was Lagos. I mean, you guys have so I've never seen it. It's dangerous.
Kaduna female student escaped from terrorist den.
Yeah, it's been long. Those people have been captured, and I think government ought to have, live up to the expectations, because you are there. You swear to your the oath that you are going to protect all citizens of Nigeria. So nobody should be left unprotected. And that is why, if you don't know where we're going to, you have to go back and learn where we have to go be. Because in all this advanced world now, if you captured any citizen of that country, they will work hard to make sure they're free. You could see that journalist, American journalist, their Putin is threatening, and I send him to jail
now. Refused bail.
Yes, he refused him bail. So you could see, and America is standing by him. That is why you always see prisoners, exchange of prisoners of, war, But here in Nigeria, we have to live up to that expectation.
As a nation, we need to live as a nation.
One citizen. That's, I've told you, we are a country, but we're not a nation. We are not.
That's why I said we need to live as.
We need to. I've been saying that.
People of a nation.
I've been preaching that we are just a country. A nation needs to be bounded. A nation needs to be, to be cared for. Right? Cared for, right? Yeah. But as we are, who is caring for you? Nobody. You are caring for yourself. So why will you call that? So to me, as it is, I want to restructure. They should restructure this country. My awaiting president, 29th of May, when it's been sworn in, it will get all those things done. And we are inviting all these disobedience that there is an open gate. They are open obedience. You are disobedient because you
have 20
abuse,
seconds. 20 seconds.
Let's move on. You abuse your grandfather's name. That is
thank you very much.
So no. What's that? Continue.
No, the time has gone.
You always give me short time. Why? This man, because I always open my yard here.
You don't worry. You said your mind.
I've said my mind. Stop all those political manipulation here.
Man, good morning, Mr. Adekunle.
Mr. Christian, how you doing?
I'm fine.
What a rainy day. I hope you're not cold.
I'm cold, but...
Weather for two?
No, not for two.
Are you going to work or going to... Where are you going after this year?
Weather for tea.
Is it for... Okay.
And let's move on.
Yeah.
Today, the tribunal starts.
Yeah, the long-awaited tribunal. If Nigerians were to be of a matured mindset, sincerely, this thing should be heard. Should be televised, all true.
So,
but for the fact,
what do you suspect?
Listen, a data for an example has shown you that we have some set of people who are hell-bent to ensure that if it is over their dead body. So imagine they are now airing that. You can imagine the ripple effect. Someone watching the TV, immediately they announce that he can just take something and just kill the person beside him. Now, because you will understand that some people are hell-bent. They don't know that this is democracy, that you always have varieties of views. How can you are going to court, you are going only with 100% of one result in mind, that if they don't rule in your favor, and you want to televise such situation, if they are televising it and it is not going in your favor, what do you think will happen? Immediately they will start.
So you are advocating that it should not be televised?
No, it should not be televised. What will happen? Televising it does not in any way impact or affect the judgment, the rule that the judge will pass. It doesn't in any way. But we, the common Nigerians, we the citizens, it has been proven. Okay? It has been proven. In this vicinity that we are here, just ordinary argument alone says some people already are enemies. Some people are not talking to themselves because of politics.
Some people are blackmailing each other.
Have you watched Arsenal and Chelsea where they are playing ball? And because an Arsenal fan just abused the Chelsea fan, what happened? What happened? They just say, "Uto, what happened?" He carried ball to break out for the head.
I know.
What I mean, what now? Imagine they televise this thing, and we are watching it. Maybe myself and Chigoze is watching it. I know Chigoze is an ardent fan of Obi, and eventually Tinubu wins. And I'm thinking, I told you, what don't you think it might eventually harm me? But when it is not televised, we are just hearing
Let
it.
it will be reported.
Yes, it is reported, but not in real time. You will be able to manage. Listen, you don't know the meaning of
I understand. I understand.
I gave you an analogy of football. How passion, you know how much passion you invest in football. You invest in football rather. That is, you can also liken it to this issue here. When you watch Arsenal, yesterday Madrid and Chelsea play. Imagine someone who is a Madrid fan was taunting a Chelsea fan, who is hot-tempered. You might just stop the guy. What will happen? Because it was televised. If they are listening to it on radio or if they are reading it on paper, you know the impact won't be that much. So I beg, we are not even as Nigerians. We never mature at that level.
Do you trust the judicial system to deliver
Yes,
the people's mandate?
yes, I do. All right, I do. Let me tell you something. Let me land. Listen.
You
Let
ask him.
me land. No,
You're not gagging.
let me land.
Nobody's gagging him.
Nobody's gagging me. Nobody can gag me here. Listen, let me call your attention to something. This morning, the Professor Shibanjo posted something. He said, prejudice and bias, it's something that everybody, every human is subjected to. Everybody will have a trait of prejudice and bias. You cannot deny that fact. It is known that some people, when they call them that which regions are into drug trafficking, you know, if they say which region are into what's it called?
Prostitution.
Sex working. Prostitution. You know them. If they tell you which region is into spare parts trading, you know. Do you understand? So, ordinarily, as a human being, if they ask me, if they say, don't look at them, drug trafficker, immediately who will I think? Look at them. Those people, they are the ones. Now, what am I trying to say is this? As it is now, everybody has this element of prejudice in him. That if this thing goes in favor of Tinubu, it is because of Ariewala, who is a Yoruba man. Do you understand? I am telling you, I have confidence in the judiciary system. I have 100% confidence. If it goes to Obi's favor, so be it. If it goes to Tinubu's favor,
Let's get done with it.
That's mine. And that is why I used to say that make them
Before
just assure us, say they go immediately that thing is over.
Accord.
They would go to the television and congratulate that person.
Okay, ask the question. You can ask.
Oh yeah, ask
him
from that place.
Ask him.
What's his question? Let's continue.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
Fintiri declared winner.
At last, democracy has won.
Was that the mandate of the people?
Apparently, that was the mandate of the
Talking like a politician, using the word apparently.
Let me tell you, I told you that in the supplementary election, when they were doing those few preparations, there was serious religious sentiment weaponized against Binani. And there was no way on earth she could escape that. They were saying that there's a page in Hadith that it is contradictory for a woman to be at the apex realms of affairs. And they use that against her. You understand me? And coupled with the fact of for the power of incumbency, what do you expect? But don't mind you, Fintiri has a case with the EFCC. So come 2027, they will revisit that one. But for now, you should enjoy his immunity. Okay?
I think he's spending 8 years.
His second term now, then will be by 2027, he will sign out. People like Bello, Yaya, in a couple of months now, he will be called upon to EFCC.
But you don't know.
Okay? He will be called to EFCC. People like Bello, Yaya. Listen, I will not support you if you are doing this thing openly. There's something going on now. I don't know if you have heard. Maybe you just don't want to talk about it, which is about Tinubu. There's a video whereby he was in an helicopter in Guinea with someone. Now, if that is proven to a fact that maybe he went to sell cocaine there, You see me here the next day.
That is propaganda.
I mean, I know it's propaganda, but if they prove it, but I did not believe it. But obedient will believe anything. They have said everything. But if they prove it, no, now you. If they listen,
The
if they prove
video is capturing Tinubu
Sanwo-Olu,
and Sanwo-Olu
then doing
in
what?
a helicopter.
Then does it in any way translate?
Thank you.
Does it in any way translate
That's the
cocaine
fact.
trafficking?
But cocaine trafficking, I said that's propaganda. That's what I said.
So
But
if they can prove it, all right. If they can prove it, then I will be the next
I
person
didn't hear the
coming
part
here
of cocaine
to
trafficking.
castigate. I will be the next person to castigate Tinubu. Now let me now bounce back to Obi. Obi openly. You know what he did? He openly. Let me please. Obi openly accepted. Do you understand? He openly agreed that yes, he what? He did something that is bad in UK. He said, but he will not knowingly disobey the law. He said that he will unknowingly. What does that mean? There's no ignorance in law. Yes or no?
There are tons of truth.
Leave my bag, please. Leave my bag. There's no ignorance in law, my brother. Obi is saying that I will not. We are human beings, and I will not knowingly
intentionally
knowingly. Listen, you see, Obi knows he did something that is wrong. Let me tell you. You know what happened? The allegations of money laundering. Obi is trying to cut away all those diaspora money that they send into his account. Obi he does what he does
Have they
best.
done any investigation?
Of course, the investigation. Kemi
out there?
Oluloyo, one of our top investigative reporters. One of the top investigative reporters out there.
Not for Kule. Kule castigate.
She will release everything. Don't worry. When she releases it, I will come and tell you. You understand? Obi has a skeleton in his cupboard.
No, every human being must have.
Because ordinarily Obi should be able to sue UK immigration officers. If they did something wrong about him, he should be able to sue them now. But immediately when his fans, even his spokesperson, they said UK immigration has apologized. What did Obi do? Obi said, they don't apologize. I beg. No, implicate me. This is where I did now. I'm working on eggshell. I beg. You don't say my business now. UK this No. Do you understand?
You're acting a script.
So I am telling you that Obi himself, do you understand? He get where they go hold down like this for him block us. But everybody does the meche. Obi said.
What about the allegation Hundeyi brought out?
Hundeyi about is it about the dual citizenship?
Yeah.
Of Tinubu.
Yeah.
It's propaganda. Has it been proven?
Okay.
Do you believe it?
Does he have the fact check?
No, I don't know. That's not the truth.
The investigations are still going on.
I believe everything can be verified. I believe Guinea has a verification portal. Why have they not gone to Guinea's verification portal to verify the passport? For Christ's sake, a Guinean state will have where you can verify passport. I am sure they will have it.
They'll give you access.
So why has anybody not gone to go and
give you
verify?
access like that.
If I want to verify your passport, I mean, I have an immigration visit, I can verify it.
No, as a special.
They can do it, my brother. This is a special case whereby they can write, maybe they write DSS or anything to go verify. Why have they not gone to verify it till now?
I'm heard of the defamation.
Okay, let's move on.
Ondeyin is one of Ondeyin as he is now is seeking for asylum. That one.
He's already.
I just pity him.
He's already.
He's a boy that grew up in hate. He hates his mom.
So what is the way forward like this?
Way forward.
Yeah.
Listen, make May 29 come. Make them swear this man him. I can't wait for the Renew Hope agenda to begin. Okay. So whoever that doesn't want to live under the leadership of Tinubu, we can actually expunge him to maybe Togo, Cotonou, whatsoever. Do you understand?
That is fascist.
Let me tell you, no.
Like a fascist.
My brother, when you are not a patriot, when you are not patriotic to your brand, you don't keep giving them a chance to live. There's a lady now that is tweeting. That is trending. There's a lady.
That's why I say it's a fascist.
There's a lady.
Don't give them a chance to live.
So he intended that if you have people that don't buy your
Let me tell
ideology, you don't give them the
There's-
opportunity.
To leave doesn't mean that they will be killed.
No, it's not
That's all. If you like twist it, doesn't matter. Now let me now let you. There is a lady. There is a lady. There is a lady. There's a lady. Let me tell you. There's a lady.
And then he let people who don't share the same
Tonya. Have you heard about that lady?
opinion with you.
Tonya, she is the driver of Blue Rail Line. She was employed by APC. She is driving in Lagos State Blue Rail Line. She has always been posting our pictures while in the cockpit. Yet she is the market.
On Twitter.
Yet she is the marketing someone. Yet she is the marketing Lagos State government. Yet she's the marketing the legacy of Tinubu. That Tinubu, God forbid, that Tinubu would die. She was saying all those things are there. Go and check Twitter.
Okay.
So we need patriotic citizens, I beg. We need patriotic citizens. Period.
No, let me 1 minute. See, I have 12:14.
Okay, thank you.
12:14.
Let it be on record that Niyi said he will not give them a chance to leave.
No.
No.
Now let me restate what I said.
I am not in his
Information. No, this is not.
I am not in his mind to read a different meaning from what he said. But that is a true reflection of his mind.
No.
And based on the antecedents
I want to believe
of the recent times,
have a mind of their own.
you can believe that
I want to believe the viewers they have a mind of their own.
possibly will be speaking the
He's
mind
a
of
propagandist
people.
and he's a liar.
You can see the intimidation and suppression during the election.
Unless you are
And now-
by God, you believe what he said.
Niyi is coming up to
When
say
you are
that
not patriotic
he's
to
not
your
going to
state,
give them
you cannot
a
be allowed
chance
to
to
live
leave.
there.
Possibly,
You have to be
Thank you.
exposed.
Niyi is
Thank you.
planning a program.
Thank
When
you.
you are not
to execute
patriotic to your
Thank
state,
you very much.
you will not be allowed to live in that state. You'll be exposed
Thank
to
you
another
very
place.
much,
It is
everyone.
very unfortunate
Thank
to
you.
hear this from Niyi.
When
Thank
you
you.
don't,
very
when you are not
unfortunate indeed.
patriotic
Thank
to
you.
your
Niyi,
state,
please, I am so
deported.
disappointed
You'll be
at that
deported.
statement
Stop.
you have made.
when you are not patriotic to your state, you'll be deported to another place.
Thank
As
you.
simple as that.
Thank you very much. I have.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You are seeing me for the first time here, but I have one sensitive thing to say, and I think that is the truth. I want to tell Uncle Obi, the only thing that is useful and meaningful to him, let him go and prepare himself to be a formidable opposition for Tinubu, to keep watching the government. That is the only thing. That is the only thing he can do. In Nigeria, nobody has ever come to court. A complainant has never won election case. No.
So,
A complainant has never won election case. So he don't prepare himself. Tinubu has been pronounced winner. He's winner. He's going to rule. He's going to rule. So he should not prepare. The only thing he will do for us, I love him. I love Obi. He should not be an opposition. To keep Tinubu in check. Thank you very much.
yeah, with that, we have come to the end of the program this morning by starters at the newsstands. I am Christian Chuku. With all that we have here today, the tribunal starts, election tribunal starts today, and we are expecting that the judges dispense their duties with all sense of responsibility to the Nigerian state and nationhood. Till tomorrow for another exciting edition of the program. Don't mind Kule. Don't mind Kule.
Don't mind. Okay, I don't
You need to welcome me that day.
Thanks for watching. God bless you. Bye for now.